We header between the Gresham Greywolves and your Northwest Honkers. We'll take you through the starting lineups for both teams for game number 2. First for the visiting Greywolves. Leading off the third baseman, number 7, Trevor Nanini. Batting second, the center fielder, number 37, DQ Dennis Lee. Batting third, the left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen. The cleanup hitter is right fielder, number 29, Thomas Martin. Doing the catching and batting fifth, number 17, Todd Jackson. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 9, Cam Vasquez. The designated hitter bats seventh, number 11, Kevin Miser. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 8, Sam Booth. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 18, Zach Johnson. Starting on the mound for the Greywolves is number 30, Drew Fitz. The starting lineup for the Northwest Honkers in game number 2. The center fielder, Paul Bernarski, leads off. Batting first, batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Jesse Bechtold. The three hitter is the left fielder, number 12, Casey Bailey. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 34, Wesley Faison. At first base, 5 hitter, number 19, Cameron Padrone. In right field, batting sixth, number 32, John Withrich. The designated hitter bats seventh. It's number 37, Josh Schneider. Doing the catching for the Honkers, batting eighth, number 31, Nate Afonso. And Bailey Sarto bats ninth. He is at second base. Starting on the mound for the Northwest Honkers is number 28, Tim Reynolds.
Sorry, what was the password?
MLJL.
MLJL, capital O.
ML, no, it's not. JLML 10111. I think that's it.
I'm not going to remember that,
Yeah.
but I will give it a try. All right, iTunes could not connect to your
Jesus.
iPhone.
I said
Try
the
again.
same thing like 4 times. All right. And we are just about to get going with game 2 of today's doubleheader. If you joined us for game 1, you know that the Honkers won by a score of 16-11. The Gresham Greywolves and Northwest Honkers about to get going with game 2 of today's doubleheader. The time is right around 6:15 p.m. It will be Trevor Nanini, DQ Dennis Lee, and Cam Jensen to lead things off. For the Gresham Greywolves, Tim Reynolds is on the mound for the Honkers in game number 2, and we're just about to get going. Leading it off for the Greywolves, the third baseman, number 7, Trevor Nanini. So Nanini digs in. And the first pitch from Tim Reynolds is in there for strike 1. The 0-1 from Reynolds. This one popped up in the infield. Second baseman Bailey Sarto, a couple steps to his left, camps onto that one, makes the catch. 1 out in the top of the first, brings up DQ Dennis Lee. The center fielder, number 37, DQ Dennis Lee. The Gresham Greywolves changing uniforms between games. They have gone from the beige digi camo look to an all black. As DQ Dennis Lee fouls that one back. Reynolds is ahead 0-1. The Honkers sticking with the grungy greens for game number 2. No uniform change for them. 1 ball misses outside, a ball and a strike. Tim Reynolds, the starting pitcher for the Honkers, his most prominent pitch will be that cut fastball that he throws a lot. I believe that was it right there, just missing off the plate. As it's and 1 strike. Just want a ground ball to the right side. The first baseman, Cameron Padrone, picks it up and steps on the bag. 2 outs in the inning. We are still battling the sun with our broadcasting equipment. The 3-hitter Cam Jensen makes his way to the plate. The left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen. We did lose our broadcast for about half an inning in game 1, but a resourceful ice pack technique has kept our broadcast alive for the remainder of game 1 and hopefully for the entire game number 2. There's that cutter missing just down to Cam Jensen. Reynolds is a right-hander at Arkansas Pine Bluff. This one is lofted into left center field, down for a base hit in front of Paul Bernarski, who picks it up and tosses it in to Jesse Bechtel, the shortstop. So a 2-out single for Cam Jensen.
The right fielder, number 29, Thomas Martin.
First pitch to Martin, misses outside, ball 1. Reynolds working from his first time in the set. That next pitch, misses down and outside. Pitch to Martin, that one's in there. Strike 1, believe that's 2 balls, 1 strike. Yes, it is, 2-1, the count to Thomas Martin, batting out of the 4 spot in game 2. Runner goes with the pitch, the throw down to second is a good one. They say he's safe. Fantastic throw down to second by Nate Afonso. But the field umpire indicating that Jesse Bechtold's tag was not quite in time. The throw definitely beat him there to the bag, but that's Cam Jensen swiping second base. Here's the pitch to Martin. Low and in. Nate Afonso doing some good work back there behind the plate early in this one. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Zerbrug was behind the dish in game 1. Now he is to my right, handling the music, while Jocelyn Lawrence, the assistant general manager of the Northwest Honkers, has stepped away. She will be back at some point during the ball game. So here is this 3-2 pitch. It's on the way. That one drills Thomas Martin actually right in the front knee. He can't get out of the way of that one. Hey, if you're going to walk him, why not hit him? No, just kidding, just kidding. 3-2 pitch missing inside to Martin, hitting him right on the knee. So that will bring up Todd Jackson.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Todd Jackson.
2 men aboard with 2 outs in the top of the first. This is another 7-inning ball game. It's a non-league matchup between the Greywolves and the Honkers. The first pitch is hit on the ground to the left side. The shortstop, Jesse Bechtold, makes the play and flips it to second. That's Bechtold and Sarto up the middle. 6-4 on the putout to retire the side. Scoreless first inning for Tim Reynolds. We go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Drew Fitz coming out to the pitcher's mound for the Gresham Greywolves. He will face Paul Bernarski, Jesse Bechtold, and Casey Bailey. Honkers coming up in the bottom of the first.
Remember? Okay, so this guy's your thing.
Trying to select the song.
Oh, good. You know about this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so that's the only thing you have to worry about pretty much. Like that and whatever.
I know how to like click. Right, like I was trying to play shake
I
off.
can just click it, right?
Probably.
Either double click or a single click. You know, I guess.
Paul Bernarski's leading off.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm trying to double click, but
the starting battery once again in game 2 for the Greywolves. On the mound, number 30, Drew Fitz. And doing the catching, number 17, Todd Jackson.
Todd EBB. The center fielder, number 17, Paul Brinarski. First pitch to Brinarski. Misses low for ball 1. This is Drew Fitz on the mound for the Greywolves. That one in there for strike 1, a ball and a strike to Paul Brinarski. The Greywolves went through a number of pitchers in game 1 of today's doubleheader, as Fitz misses low with a breaking ball. A lot of the pitchers they did use were position players. They are short-staffed in terms of their pitching staff right now. That one misses low, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. So it would appear they have saved Drew Fitz, one of the active pitchers that they have brought with them to Fall City. They have saved him for game 2 against the Honkers. The Honkers won the first game by a score of 16-11. Now they've got Drew Fitz. Been moving over. The throw to first is going to be way high, and Brinarski is safe, beating it down the line. Feeling that one. A high throw on to first, and Brinarski is safe. Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Jesse Bechtold.
I'm professional.
All right.
Trust me, I've been this down next to you 5 minutes ago. In there for one at the bottom of the knees.
So Jesse Bechtold taking a fastball right at the knees for strike 1. Bechtold, one of the assistant coaches. At the first, they double him up on the throw back in from center. So Jesse Bechtold skies that one to center field. DQ Dennis Lee makes the catch and throws Brinarski out at first base, who was off with the pitch. Now batting the shortstop, the left fielder, number 12, Casey Bailey. So here is the left fielder, Casey Bailey. Had the start at short in game number 1 of today's doubleheader. He is in left field for game 2. Fitz misses with a curveball inside, so it's 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey takes the 1-0 to left field. This one's going back towards the wall. It is down. Bailey will get to second easily. He will stop there at second base. No thought of a triple on that one. He cruises into second base. Good swing on that one, and the Honkers have a man aboard with 2 outs. The third baseman, number 34, Wesley Faison. Third baseman, Wesley Faison, was over at first base. Faison was at first base in game number 1 of the doubleheader. He skies this one to right field. Playable, the first baseman. It's the right fielder, actually, but that ball is down. The right fielder, Thomas Martin, was coming in hard for that one. It lands foul just to the right of that first base foul line. Faison will have another chance to bring in that man scoring position. As the Honkers bat in the bottom of the first. A lot of runs in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Again, Honkers winning 16-11. Game took about 3 hours, even though it was just a 7-inning contest. As Faison takes a ball upstairs, just out of the zone. So Faison digging in, awaiting this pitch from Fitz. It's on the way. Foul back, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We will see if game number 2 has as many runs in store for us. It's with the 1-2. Skipped in the dirt. A curveball low. A curveball low taken in the dirt from Faison. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 to the Honkers third baseman. And they're going to go through the signs once again. Drew Fitz and his catch, Todd Jack. And on the same page with what to throw here to Wes Faison. Fitz comes set to the plate. Just outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This count is full. Here's the 3-2. This one lined in the left center field, going back towards the wall. It is down by the center fielder, DQ Dennis Lee, all the way back to the wall. Faison will cruise into second base. The two swap places as Casey Bailey comes in to score the first Honkers run of the ball game. An RBI double from Faison. That will bring up Cameron Drone.
Now batting the first baseman, 19, Cameron Drone.
Every day I spend my time drinking wine.
Cameron Padron will look to bring another Honkers. A ball misses inside.
Really?
Curveball in.
Did I feel my energy from over here playing some music? What's up?
Drew Fitz to the plate. That one's outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
I want somebody to hit a home run.
As Fitz is,
I want somebody to hit a home run.
Fitz is coming pretty close to the corners with those last 2 pitches, but the plate umpire indicating that he's missing in. Padron lines this one through the left side and into Wes Faison will be stopped at third base. Held up by manager Martin Lawrence out there in the third base coach's box. But Padron hits a 2-out single. The Honkers have men at the corners for John Withridge.
The right fielder, number 32, John.
Oh look, we got a listener.
We do apologize for losing our broadcast really briefly there. We think we've got a foolproof solution to it. Leading it up for the Honkers, the designated hitter, number 37, Josh Schneider.
So Snyder, Alfonso, and Sarto to bat. In the bottom of the second inning, a ball and a strike to Josh Schneider. So we did lose our broadcast for a half inning there. You just missed Tim Reynolds throw a scoreless top half of the second. Cam Vasquez led it off with a fly out to left field as Snyder fights that one off. Vasquez led off the inning with a fly out to left. Kevin Miser singled up the middle, followed by a strikeout of Sam Booth. That was a swinging strikeout, and then he freezes Zach Johnson, the first baseman, with a backwards K on a slider. That was all you missed, folks. We are battling the sun, but as Josh Schneider takes a big swing and a miss at that one, a curveball low out of the hand of Drew Fitz. That retires Snyder and will bring up Nate Afonso, the catcher.
The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
Yeah.
Well, we have shifted our tables slightly to the right. You might have noted right under our camera. So the bulk will not be attracting the sun quite as much and will hopefully keep the phone cool. We also have the backstop slightly shading our camera, so hopefully no more overheating. Not important. It just said we were blocked on our last video because copyright. So Nate Afonso at the dish. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging.
What song's
2 outs, and that'll bring up Bailey Sarto. The second baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto. So back-to-back Ks to start off the second inning for Drew Fitz. Looking pretty sharp out there. There's that breaking ball dropped in there for strike 1 to the second baseman, Sarto. Already got the 9-hitter up for the Honkers. That one's upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Excuse me, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one misses low, 2-1 the count. Top of the order waits on deck if the inning continues. Fouled back, count even at 2-2. So it's Tim Reynolds versus Drew Fitz, the pitching matchup in this one. Once again, we apologize for losing our feed momentarily. Only lost it for about half an inning this time. And hopefully it stays, our stream stays up for the rest of today. And if I had to bet, I would bet that it will. We have some nice shade on our equipment now, and that the result of that should be better, a more positive outcome. So here is the pitch to Bailey Sarto. That one's upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The bottom of the second of game 1 was the one where the Honkers scored just about 10 runs. Here's the 3-2 in there for strike 3. Drew Fitz strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down. Josh Schneider strikes out swinging. Nate Afonso strikes out swinging, and Bailey Sarto goes down looking. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. The Gresham Greywolves coming up. Tim Reynolds hopping out to the mound for his 3rd inning of work. We will be back in the top of the 3rd from Fall City. I don't know what song that would have been. I'll have to look. The last game it did that too. I figured out a way to edit it out. Well, I made a copy of the video on YouTube, and it said, I guess it just removed the chunk of time that the song was, it did it automatically. You just have to click the buttons for it. So we'll make a copy of it. If I can figure out how to do that again, I don't know. Top of the order for the Gresham Greywolves. The 3rd baseman, number 7, Trevor Nannini. So first pitch to Trevor Nannini is hitting the air to right center field. This one's going back towards the wall. It will get down just in front of the wall. Nannini is rounding first, headed for 2. He will get to second easily. It will stop there. As the throw comes into the second base bag, a leadoff double from the top of the order. Trevor Nannini cruises into second base with that leadoff double. It'll bring up DQ Dennis Lee. Now batting the center fielder, number 37, DQ Dennis Lee. Reynolds pitch to Dennis Lee. He's square and bunt, but pulls back, takes a strike. Fastball in the outside corner. Ground ball down the first base line, but foul. Reynolds quickly ahead of Dennis Lee, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to the Greywolves center fielder. Nobody out in the top of the third. The Greywolves do have a man on second. Check swing, foul ball back behind the plate. 0-2 again. Reynolds will probably try to bury an off speed here, or maybe he'll go outside with a fastball. Have to put it outside. Probably does not want Dennis Lee to be able to get a bat on it. There's a changeup, fouled back and out of play. Do it 0-2 once again. Tim Reynolds comes set out there on the mound for the Honkers. Comes to the plate, a curveball just low. Ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still way ahead of DQ Dennis Lee. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. See, Nate Afonso, the catcher, hung on to it. No need for a throw down to first. He strikes out DQ Dennis Lee. 1 out with a runner on second. That brings up Cam Jensen, the 3-hitter. The left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen. Reynolds on to the mound, peering in to get this sign. Comes set and to the plate. First pitch swinging is Jensen, fouls it down the third base line. 0-1. Thomas Martin, the 4-hitter, waits on deck. Cam Jensen trying to bring in that runner from second. Pops this one up to the right side. Cameron Padron, the first baseman, given chase in foul territory, and he makes the catch. 2 away in the top of the third. And that will bring up the 4-hitter, Thomas Martin. He gets the start in right field for game 2. Now batting the right fielder, number 29, Thomas Martin. Into the left-handed batter's box. Reynolds shaking off his catcher, Nate Afonso. Has the one he wants, and here's the first pitch to Martin. Pops this one up on the left side. No, this will get back and out of play behind the third base home Honkers dugout. No balls, 1 strike to the 4-hitter. Just want a line drive right at the shortstop, Jesse Bechtold. It falls to the ground. The throw on to first. It's in time. Lined right at Bechtold, kind of in between on which way he should turn his glove. It bounces off his glove to the ground, picks it up, throws him out at first. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the third. The Honkers coming up, still the score. The Honkers with 1, the Greywolves with 0.
Waiting for the time to pass you by. Hope the winds of change your mind. I could give 1,000 reasons why, and I know you, and you've got to.
Go for it.
Make it on your own good. We don't have to grow up. We can stay forever young. Living on a sofa, drinking rum and cola underneath the rising sun. I could give 1,000 reasons why, but you're going, and you know that all you have to do is stay a minute. Just take your time. The clock is ticking, so stay. All you have to do is wait.
Don't judge me.
Leading it up for the Honkers, the center fielder, number 17, Paul Brenarski. First pitch from Drew Fitz to Brenarski, inside, ball 1. Top of the order for the Honkers to bat in the inning. In this bottom of the third, Brenarski, Bechtold, and Bailey. The 3 Bs atop the top, I guess is what I would say. And right at the front part of that Honkers order. So Brenarski, Bechtold, and Bailey. As Paul Brenarski takes that one low. Two balls and 1 strike. This one inside. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 3-1 from Fitz. Ground ball down the first base line, but foul. Count moves full to Brenarski. We'll have Jesse Bechtold to bat next, but Paul Brenarski trying to win this battle first before we get there. A full count to the Honkers center fielder. On the way, that one's upstairs, and Brenarski has worked the leadoff walk. He makes his way down to first. The shortstop, number 1, Jesse Bechtold. Nobody out in this bottom of the third. Jesse Bechtold thinking bunt, squares, but pulls back and takes a fastball down the middle. 0-1. That one skips by the catcher. Brenarski's off for second. He will jog in safely to the second base bag. A ball and a strike to Bechtold. One and one to Bechtold. He's squaring a bunt again. He gets this one down the third base line. It's a pretty good bunt. The pitcher, Drew Fitz, will field it and throw it. And he stays on the bag over there at first. That's Zach Johnson. Able to keep a foot on the bag and make the catch on the wide throw from Drew Fitz. They do get Bechtold. The runner advances to third. The left fielder, number 12, Casey Bailey. First pitch to Casey Bailey is fouled back and out of play. Actually does not leave play, just fouled back into the chain link fence behind the plate. No balls, 1 strike to the 3-hitter. Brenarski is the runner on third base. He's the only man aboard for the Honkers as Bailey swings right over that breaking ball. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, pitch on the way, fouled down the first base line. We will do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Bailey trying to bring in Brenarski from third. Pitch on the way, low and in the dirt. Paul Brenarski reached on a full count walk. Bailey takes that curveball in the dirt, does not chase. Jesse Bechtold bunted him over to third.
pitch on the way. This one is inside. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Casey Bailey. Bailey was behind 0-2, has worked his way back 3-2. Backing out of play, we'll do it again at 3-2. We will see another payoff pitch here from Drew Fitz. He comes set, has the one he wants. To the plate with the 3-2. Popped up and out of play again. Good fight by Casey Bailey as he works to try to win this battle with Drew Fitz. Play resumes. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. A curveball fouled off again, this time down the third baseline. Just gets the end of the bat out on that curveball. Stays alive. Waiting for something he can drive. 3-2. Curveball hit high in the air to right field. This one's going back towards the wall. It is caught right in front of the wall. That'll be good enough for a sac fly. Bailey gets a hold of that curveball, sends it out to right field. Thomas Martin makes the catch. Ambronarski tags up and scores from third. It's 2-0 Honkers. Now batting the third baseman, number 34, Wesley Faison. Wesley Faison takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Skied to straightaway center field. Actually, the center fielder taking a few steps to his left and making the catch. That's DQ'd Dennis Lee out there for the Greywolves. The Honkers do score 1 more in the bottom of the third. We're going to the top of the fourth. It's 2-0 Honkers on top of the Greywolves. We'll be back in the fourth. Tim Reynolds coming back out for the Honks. So first pitch from Tim Reynolds. Coming to Todd Jackson, the catcher.
That's the first pitch.
No balls and 1 strike to the catcher. Todd Jackson. It'll be Jackson, Vasquez, and Miser to bat in the inning. Nice cutter from Tim Reynolds. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He gets Todd Jackson a swing through that one. That'll bring up Cam Vasquez. The shortstop, number 9, Cam Vasquez. First pitch from Reynolds to Vasquez. That's a curveball just outside. Reynolds wanted the call on that one. Some good break on that one. Ground ball to the right side. It's through and into right. Withrich will pick it up in right field and toss it in to the second baseman, Bailey Sarto. Cam Vasquez has a one-out single in the fourth. The designated hitter, number 11, Kevin Meiser. One out as the Honkers will look to roll a double play. The runner on first base. Low and in the dirt, ball one. We're going to call time, get a new baseball. They played ump throwing one out. Ball and no strikes. Reynolds kicks to the plate. That one low as well, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. One man aboard for the Greywolves. A spin and check over to first base. Making sure Cam Vasquez doesn't get too far off that first base bag. Two balls and no strikes from Reynolds. Another spin throw over to first. Back-to-back pickoff attempts. Still 2-0 to Meiser, the designated hitter batting out of the 7th spot. He was the catcher in game 1. It's a bit of a break in the DH role for game 2. 2 balls and a strike. And Mitch Eatman, a relief pitcher for the Honkers, is bringing over a plate of burgers to the, and chips too. We've got it all. He's bringing it over to the PA table. Big thank you to Mitch Eatman. We will be nourished between innings. Tim Reynolds peering in to get the sign from Nate Afonso. He has it, comes set. On the way, runner goes with a pitch, throw down to second. It's going to be high. That one will sail into center field. Paul Bernarski will pick it up and throw it in. Cam Vasquez steals second base. Well, it's always nice when we have a very vocal umpire behind the plate. And I'm having trouble hearing the fellow we have today. Going with non-verbal communication, just holding up the fingers. Sometimes I miss his second finger in terms of the count. So that's a little frustrating. However, we did know there were 3 balls on that one as Kevin Meiser makes his way down to first base with a walk. That will bring up Sam Booth. Puts runners at first and second. The second baseman, number 8, Sam Booth. Yes, with no scoreboard here from Fall City Community Park, a lot of the things I need to be telling you on the radio is stuff that I have to keep for myself, as we don't have a scoreboard for me to check my work on. So a lot of the time, as Sam Booth takes a ball outside, a lot of the time I'm checking my work against the umpire, making sure I've got it right. But on days like this, that makes it a little more challenging when we don't have a fellow who's too vocal back there. And this one misses outside as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Usually my scorecard is accurate in terms of count, outs, and inning. I like to think so anyway. As Reynolds peers in, has the one he wants. 2-0 to Sam Booth. Thinking bunt again, but pulls back. 3 balls, no strikes. And Tim Reynolds will have to come with some strikes here to avoid loading up the bases. Pulls back and takes a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. One away with runners on first and second. Here's the 3-1 from Reynolds. In there for strike 2. Sam Booth was walking down the first base line. Not sure why. That one was right on the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming from Reynolds. It's a big one here. This one a ground ball. Oh, this one right back to the pitcher, Reynolds. A line drive back to him. Takes the glove right off his hand, but also stops the ball. Reynolds picks it up and throws on to first. They get the out. 2 away in the inning. The runners do advance to second and third. But there are 2 outs in the inning, and that will bring up the 9-hitter, Zach Johnson. The first baseman, number 18, Zach Johnson. Reynolds started this inning with a strikeout of the catcher, Todd Jackson. Followed that with a single as Tim Reynolds misses low off speed for ball 1. Cam Vasquez then singled, followed by a walk from Kevin Miser. Then Sam Booth just grounded one back to Reynolds. There are runners on second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Curveball that is fouled out of play off the bat of Johnson. Here's the pitch from Reynolds in a moment. Here it is. Fouled off again. 2 strikes on him. One ball and 2 strikes to the 9-hitter. Tim Reynolds trying to strand those 2 guys on base for the Gresham Greywolves. This one is smacked and it's down into right field. 1 run will score. They're going to hold the second run from third base. It's going to skip by the catcher, Nate Afonso. The bat was in the way, actually, down the third base line. The ball in from right field hit the bat that had been discarded to the left of home plate. And Zach Johnson able to run to second base as the ball got away from the catcher briefly. So runners on second and third once again. The Grey Wolves snag a run. It's 2-1 in the 4th. For the leadoff hitter, Trevor Nannini, the third baseman. First pitch to Nannini representing the top of the order. Swing and a miss. The third baseman, number 7, Trevor Nannini. So it's no balls and 1 strike to the Grey Wolves leadoff hitter. He's trying to bring in 2 more runs for these Grey Wolves. Runners on second and third base. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. If Reynolds can win this battle and help the Honkers strand those 2 men aboard, that would be huge. And it would preserve the Honkers' 2-1 lead here in the 4th. Reynolds' pitch is in the dirt. Good spot for it on 0-2. A reminder that this is a 7-inning ball game, game 2 of the doubleheader today on July 15th from Fall City. 1-2 pitch coming. It's upstairs. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tim Reynolds trying to come with a big pitch here. 2 men on. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets Trevor Nannini to swing right over that pitch at the bottom of the zone. And the Honkers are out of the jam. The Grey Wolves strand men on second and third. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's a 2-1 ball game. The Northwest Honkers on top of the Gresham Grey Wolves, 2-1. We'll be back in the bottom of the 4th.
Video games? What's that? I play the show. That's it. I play.
So you don't play Call of Duty or Fortnite or any of the.
I play a little Fortnite, but I don't have my own system. 2-1.
That was killing me yesterday. The guy, you know who his name? Oh, they have one. The only funny one.
Oh yeah,
He
when
was like, when he was telling you guys to add him on Fortnite.
oh yeah.
He's saying his name.
The reason I asked is because like I have the gaming headset and stuff like that, so it's like that way you can mute yourself, which is nice. So like
That would be nice.
yeah, like
Well, I got one bite of my burger.
The first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron. Padron, Withrich, and Snyder to bat in the bottom of the fourth. Padron swinging first pitch and lines one to right center field. This one's down all the way to the fence. Padron is digging hard to second base. He slows up as he gets to the second base bag and stays there with a lead-off double. Good piece of hitting from Cameron Padron. Starts the bottom of the fourth off with a double. The Honkers have a man on second base for John Withrich. The right fielder, number 32, John Withrich. First pitch to Withrich with a man on scoring position. He's swinging first pitch. Lines it up the middle. Withrich is aboard with a single. Padron advances to third base.
Go, Josh.
Runners at the corners for the Honkers and for Josh Schneider. The designated hitter, number 37, Josh Snyder. Withrich the runner on first, Padron the runner on third. It skips by the catcher. Withrich will advance to second base. Skipping by the catcher, Todd Jackson. They'll switch out baseballs here. And Josh Schneider has two men in scoring position. Drew Fitz out there for his fourth inning of work. Starts the inning off with a double, followed by a single. Snyder takes one up. Pitch on the way to Josh Schneider. Takes that one just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Or excuse me, 3 balls, no strikes to Snyder. That one's low for ball 4. And the Honkers have the bases loaded. Bases are all juiced up for the catcher, Nate Afonso.
Yeah.
Now batting the catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso.
Yeah.
As we mentioned earlier in the day, Nate Afonso yesterday had a 3-home run game. This would be a big spot to knock in some RBIs for the Honkers. The bases juiced as Afonso takes strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. Drew Fitz kicks with this next pitch, swung and missed. Right over that breaking ball. Afonso quickly behind 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch coming. That one skips right in front of the plate. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Base is loaded for the Honkers and for Nate Afonso. Here is the 1-2. This one hit in the air to right field. The right fielder giving chase. It is down in front of Nate Afonso. It is 3-1 Honkers. Sarto. The second baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto. So base is still loaded for Bailey Sarto. He's swinging first pitch, fouls one down the first base line. No balls, 1 strike. Sarto is the 9 hitter. Top of the order waits on deck. Hit in the air to left field. This will be good enough to tag John Withrich from third base. He breaks. Oh, and they're going to have Josh Schneider hung up between second and third. The throw to the plate is going to be in time to get Withrich. So Withrich was bluffing as if he was going to tag from third. He was not actually planning on it. He goes to the plate.
That's only 2.
Go back there, Nate. Woo!
And something is going on. We are very confused. Now we've got it. Now we've got it. That was only 2 outs. So a very strange situation. We'll take you through what happened. A fly ball to left field. The second out of the inning was caught in left field by Cam Jensen. They then threw to the plate. Excuse me, the first out of the inning. Yes, the first out of the inning was caught in left field by Cam Jensen. They then throw to the plate. It's cut off by the pitcher. John Withrich does not actually go home from third, but Josh Schneider, the runner on second, breaks for third base. He tries to make it to third, but he doesn't realize Withrich hasn't gone to the plate. So they get Snyder hung up between second and third. Meanwhile, Withrich breaks to the plate from third. They tag him out at home, and the Greywolves think that's the third out of the inning. They jog off the field, but the umpires are staying put because they know it's only 2 outs. Meanwhile, Snyder sprints to the plate from third and scores the 4th Honkers run of the ballgame while the entire Greywolves team has exited the field. So a very strange play. And then finally, Nate Afonso is tagged out trying to run to second once the Greywolves realize that that's only 2 outs, and they sprint back onto the field, grabbing the ball and tagging out Afonso. A very strange play, and a costly error for the Greywolves as it results in another run scoring. We're going to the top of the 5th inning, 4-1, the Honkers on top of the Greywolves. And we've used up our entire time between the half inning to explain what's just taken place. We're about to get going in the top half of the 5th inning with DQ Dennis Lee leading it off for the Greywolves. Leading off the top of the 5th for the Greywolves, the center fielder number 37, DQ Dennis Lee. Top of the 5th inning from Fall City. Tim Reynolds back out for his 5th inning of work. DQ Dennis Lee takes a ball low. Ball and no strikes to the center fielder. 2 balls and no strikes now as Reynolds misses outside with a curveball for ball 2. Here's the 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reynolds shaking off the catcher. Nate Afonso has the one he wants. Kicks into the wind-up to the plate. Line to center field. Paul Bernarski on the run to his left. Can't make the catch. Just out of his reach. Ball gets all the way to the wall. DQ Dennis Lee is rounding second, headed for third. The throw will come into third base, but Dennis Lee diving in safely to third base with a leadoff triple.
Is he on the right way for the second game? Because our first game did get blocked. Music, we had to go cut the song. Whatever it was. So make sure he's on the
The left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen.
going that it was that it got blocked for music, so that he would figure out.
That brings up Cam Jensen after the leadoff triple.
Just make sure he's on the
Jensen skies this one to center field. Bernarski going back, makes the catch just in front of the fence. That will easily score DQ Dennis Lee from third. The sac fly off the bat of Cam Jensen, and it is 4-2. Honkers on top of the Greywolves. They cut this deficit to 2 runs, and the 4-hitter Thomas Martin will bat. The right fielder, number 29, Thomas Martin. First pitch to Thomas Martin is in there for strike 1. The cutter out of the hand of Tim Reynolds. There is 1 out in this top of the 5th inning. Fouled back and out of play. Quickly ahead, 0-2. Gonna come upstairs on him. It's a cutter. Fouled down the third base line. Plate umpire indicating that he needs 3 baseballs. Still no balls, 2 strikes. This is in the dirt that time. 1-2. Todd Jackson waits on deck. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back into the backstop. Count stays at 1-2. Reynolds comes set. Jams him in on the hands. A ground ball to the shortstop, Jesse Bechtold. Fields throws on to first to retire Thomas Martin. The 6-3 put out. And the catcher, Todd Jackson, will bat with 2 away. The catcher, number 17, Todd Jackson. Tim Reynolds looking to make Jackson the final out of this 5th inning. Swing and a miss.
Jocelyn, do you have any Honkers stickers?
No balls, 1 strike.
Perfect. I'm gonna put one on this and then I'm gonna go and coach first with it.
0-1 on the way. Skipped in the dirt. It's by the catcher.
Good old bounce pass.
1 ball, 1 strike. Reynolds into the windup. Low for ball 2. And outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Oh, I put it backwards. Oh, it's not sticking on.
Reynolds has been working from both the stretch and the windup in this inning, even with runners not on. He's differentiating a little bit batter to batter. Swing and a miss. That one foul ticked right into the catcher's mitt. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Go, Tim.
Looking to put away Todd Jackson for the final out of this 5th. Into the windup. Here is the pitch. Fouled back into the backstop again at 2-2. Reynolds back onto the rubber. Jackson into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. Fouled back once again. A good battle. Todd Jackson putting up a pretty good fight. Fouling off a lot of pitches and prolonging his at-bat till he gets something he likes. Currently 4-2 in this top half of the 5th inning. This is a 7-inning ball game because of the doubleheader. Just on a ground ball on the right side, Bailey Sarto overfields it. Can't make the play. Gets under his glove. That one might actually be a hit. Bailey Sarto was on the run for that one. Tough play. Probably doable, but certainly a tough play. So Cam Vasquez will bat. Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Cam Vasquez. 4-2 in the top half of the 5th inning. Runner aboard with 2 outs. Ground ball to the second baseman again. Bailey Sarto has it. Will take it to the bag himself. That's the final out of the top half of the 5th. Halfway through 5, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still the score. The Honkers with 4, the Greywolves with 2.
I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home. It's been a long night here and a long night there, and these long, long legs are damn near everywhere. Hold up now, you look good. I will not lie, but if you
Wish I had internet out here.
well, stay tonight. I gotta be like, oh baby, oh baby, you got me all wrong, baby. My baby's already got all my love. So no, no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I stay, I might not leave alone. No, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I gotta bid you adieu to another. I will stay true. I will stay true. I will stay true.
Get stuff done. Hey, clean up.
Let me have faith, drinking from that unholy grail. Now check it out, I got her, and she got me, and you got that ass, but I kindly gotta be like, oh baby, no baby, got me all wrong, baby, my baby's already got all of my love. So no, no, honey, I'm good. I can have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I stay, I might not leave.
Peanut butter Paul! The center fielder, number 17, Paul Brenarski. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning is Paul Brenarski. First pitch to Brenarski, a big swing and a miss. Well, Paul Brenarski wanted to give a shout out to Chris Proudfoot, listening back home in Arizona. As Brenarski digs back into the batter's box. Well, Paul thanks you very much, Chris, for listening to the ball games. And we hope you're enjoying our Honkers live stream from Fall City. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to Brenarski in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch from Drew Fitz. That one is inside, a close pitch, but great eye by Brenarski to take that one. One ball and 2 strikes to the Honkers leadoff man. Curveball low, fouled off by Brenarski.
Go, Paul.
1-2. Drew Fitz working from the full windup here. Skied in the air down the left field line. The shortstop giving chase. This one will be backing out of play.
I like when the other two players name.
Cam Vasquez, the shortstop, was going pretty hard for that one, but it is way out of play, and we wait for these Greywolves fielders to return to their positions for the hard chase for that foul ball. It's still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bernarski. Top of the order once again, Bernarski, Bechtold, and Bailey. BBB. The 1-2. Curveball outside. Two and two. Bernarski looking to get a board for the Honkers so they can start something else here. Fouled back. There's a long at bat between Fitz and Bernarski continues. Still 2 and 2. Currently 4-2. The Honkers on top of the Greywolves here in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss. Drew Fitz finally wins that battle. Gets Bernarski to swing right over a curveball. And Jesse Bechtold will bat with 1 out.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Jesse Bechtold.
Bechtold takes a ball above the letters. High for ball 1. The 1-0 from Fitz, swing, and it is fouled back right over the backstop behind home plate and into the trees that line the parking lot at Falls City Community Park, protecting all the windshields. The 1-1. Bechtold goes around on that fastball at the letters. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Curveball low. Ball 2. 2 and 2 to Bechtold. Fouled back. Do it again at 2 and 2. Jesse Bechtold trying to get something going with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Getting aboard any way he can for the Honkers. Upstairs, ball 3. This is a full count. The 3-2 on the way. This one lined into left field. It is down in front of the left fielder, Cam Jensen. Jesse Bechtold is aboard with a 1-out single in the bottom of the 5th. That will bring up Casey Bailey.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12, Casey Bailey.
Casey Bailey will bat with 1 man aboard and 1 out in the 5th. Takes one outside, ball 1. Bailey was the shortstop in game 1 of today's doubleheader. He is in left field for game 2. Swings at that one and fouls it off down the third base line over the Honkers' third base home dugout. It's been a long day from Falls City. Game 1 got underway right around 3 p.m. BP started at 1 o'clock for game 1 as Jesse Bechtold takes a hard break off of first base, trying to get in the head of Drew Fitz, maybe trying to get him to balk or do something strange out on the mound. And Bailey takes one upstairs. Two balls and 1 strike to the Honkers left fielder. He had a sac fly his last at bat. He pops this one up to shallow center field. The second baseman and center fielder both going back. It's the center fielder, DQ Dennis Lee, who makes the catch. And Wes Faison will bat.
The third baseman, number 34, Wesley Faison.
First pitch coming to Wes Faison. Runner goes with the pitch. The throw down will be not in time.
Good job, Jesse!
A first pitch curveball for a strike, though, out of the hand of Drew Fitz. No balls, one strike to Wes Faison, but Jesse Bechtold steals second base. And there's a man in scoring position now for Faison. Check swing fouled off down the first base line, out of play, all the way over to the horse pit, the little horse racetrack over behind first base. The home plate umpire. The home plate umpire taking a moment to talk to a fan over there behind the plate. No harm done, just making sure everything is respectful from the ballpark. So we've got and time is called right here. The plate umpire has thrown a fan out of the ballpark, I guess is what's going on. He wants one of the fans to leave the premises. And they will sort out this issue. So they're sorting out the issue here, and we will resume play in just a moment. Right in the middle of Wesley Faison's at bat.
1-1, he didn't throw another pitch.
So I believe it's a ball and a strike to Wesley Faison as he hops back into the batter's box, awaiting the pitch from Drew Fitz. Situation taken care of. We got one man aboard second base with 2 outs. Faison takes a big hack at that one, 1-2.
Hey, let's go, Wes. Make it a good one.
One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one hit in the air to center field. DQ Dennis Lee drifting back, making the catch. That's the final out of the inning. 5 innings of play complete from Fall City. We go to the top of the 6th. The Northwest Honkers with 4, the Gresham Greywolves with 2. A 2-run ball game from Fall City. Going to the top of the 6th inning.
Here, you want to shift the table?
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna make sure the score's right.
You know how many shift? Shift it right when we take the 10 down. We're still that way, man. Ooh, good catch.
Didn't even see the pitcher change.
We got Max on there.
Max Winkle hockey, everybody! Woo!
Nah,
Now pitching for the Northwest Honkers, number 22, Max Winkelhockey.
Up in the sky, pop champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I want change by the glamorous, ooh, floss, the glamorous, glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, floss, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, floss. Golden diamond rings, all them things don't mean a thing. Chaperones and limousines, shopping for expensive things. I be on the movie screens, magazines and bougie scenes. I'm no queen, I'm not pristine. I'm no queen, I'm no shame.
7, 8, and 9 to bat for the Gresham Greywolves in the top of the 6th.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 11, Kevin Meiser.
Kevin Meiser, Sam Booth, and Zach Johnson to lead off the 6th. The new pitcher is Max Winkelhockey. Kevin Meiser takes the first pitch. Winkelhockey throws back up the middle for a single to lead off the 6th. Looks like they're going to pinch run. They're putting Derek Legaza on first.
The second baseman, number 8, Sam Booth.
So Winkelhockey's first pitch to Sam Booth misses inside for ball 1. So Derek Legaza has pinch run over there at first base. And Booth is going to lay down a bunt. Winkelhockey fields it and throws that ball into center field. Booth is going to try to go to second. They say he's safe at second base. A strange play. So Sam Booth was trying to give himself up, lay down a sac bunt. Right back to the pitcher, Winkelhockey fields it, throws it away into center field. Everybody advances on that one. There's runners on second and third for the Greywolves.
The first baseman, number 18, Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson is going to try to lay down a bunt. He gets this one down. They're going to try to flip it to the plate. It is in time to get him. Oh, they say he is safe at the plate. Cameron Padron fields the bunt, throws it to the plate. Nate Afonso picks it up and tries to tag him. I guess the home plate umpire did not see a tag. I didn't have a fantastic angle on it, but he is ruled safe at the plate, and it's 4-3.
The third baseman, number 7, Trevor Nannini.
Winkelhockey's first pitch. They lay down another bunt. They're going to go get the out at first base this time. They do get the out at first base, but another run scores on that one. Sorry if I seem a little star-shook. I don't even know what the term is. Shell-shook? Shell-shocked. I don't know. A little bit of a strange inning here to start the top of the 6th. And that one's in there for strike 1.
Maybe you think it's starstruck.
Starstruck. That might have been what I was thinking of, says Zach Zerbrug sitting next to me. It's not actually. He's just messing. As Winkelhockey's second pitch is hit in the air to center field. Paul Bernarski over to his right, can't make the catch off the glove. The throw will come into third base. No advance, though, because the runner, Zach Johnson, had stayed put on second base, was thinking about maybe tagging. He does not tag as the ball goes off Bernarski's glove and down. Things not going the Honkers' way thus far in the inning.
The left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen.
So back-to-back bunts laid down the first base line, resulting in 2 runs. The Gresham Greywolves have tied this game up at 4. Winkle Hockey's curveball gets by. The throw is going to go down to third base. They definitely get. No! They say he's safe at third. Another ball. Another play just not going the Honkers' way here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, we got to remember that just because the ball beats him there doesn't mean that, well, we didn't see the tag, so I guess we can't know. But things definitely not going the Honkers' way right here in the top of the 6th. Winkle Hockey's pitch to the plate. It's outside. I believe it's 2 balls and no strikes to Cam Jensen. With runners on second and third, the Honkers have the infield drawn in. They will try to cut down the run at the plate on a ground ball to the infield. That one hits him. It's going to hit Cam Jensen, the left fielder.
Answer to your Honkers.
And the bases are loaded for the 4-hitter. The right fielder, number 29, Thomas Martin. Time is going to be called as Martin Lawrence, the Honkers manager, will take a trip to the mound to have a meeting with his pitcher, Max Winklehockey. My catcher, Nate Afonso, also making his way out to the mound. Figure out what's going on here. When the 6th inning started, it was 4-2. The Honkers on top of the Greywolves. It is now a tie game, all knotted up at 4 in this game 2 of the doubleheader. That's going to be it for Winkle Hockey. There will be a pitching change from Fall City here in the top of the 6th with the bases loaded. We're going to take a break. We figure out who's coming in. It's going to be Spencer Troutman making his way to the mound. We will come back from Fall City to continue this top of the 6th inning, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that things start to go the Honkers' way. Troutman coming on. We'll be back from Fall City.
That's like when you see a star.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, a star. I can't believe it's him. Shell Shock from Ninja Turtles. I can't believe it's Spencer Troutman. What did I say? Starship? Yeah, something like that.
I was just like, they were hitting the ball and I was just watching. I was like, oh, what's going on, man? Jeez. Tough.
Your attention now, pitching for the Northwest Honkers, number 40, Spencer Troutman. We're back in this top of the 6th. The bases are juiced for the Gresham Greywolves. The new pitcher is Spencer Troutman. He is loose and ready to go. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. Troutman versus Thomas Martin. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Great job by Troutman coming in and throwing that first pitch strike. This one is hit in the air to center field. Paul Bernarski coming in on it, makes the catch. They're going to try to tag up from third. The throw is going to come to the plate.
That was right on the money.
He is safe as the ball comes loose at the plate.
Hey, nice try, Paul.
A sacrifice fly. Sac fly is good enough to score Zach Johnson. The ball to center field is deep enough to score Johnson from third base. The Greywolves hop out to a 5-4 lead. We'll bring up the 5-hitter Todd Jackson. The catcher, number 17, Todd Jackson. Trout's first pitch to Jackson is in there for strike one. Another first pitch fastball in there for strike one. Runners at the corners now. In there for strike two. DQ Dennis Lee was able to advance, tag up, and advance to third base on the sac fly. The runner on first base will be going with the pitch here. This one is lined into right field. One run will come in. The throw will come to third base. A throw comes to third base. Wesley Faison picks it up and throws it back to second. It's backed up by Bailey Sarto. No harm done. A run does come in on the single to right field off the bat of Todd Jackson. That'll bring up Cam Vasquez with runners on first and second.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Cam Vasquez.
First pitch to Vasquez. Fouled off. Down the third base line. Out of play. No balls, one strike. We've got 23 listeners right now. Thanks very much for tuning in to this ball game wherever you are listening from as Trout misses upstairs. It's currently 6-4. They started this inning with a 4-2 Honkers lead. The Greywolves have hopped out on top by 2 runs, 6-4. Vasquez goes out and gets that one, but fouls it off again down the third base line. Troutman trying to retire this other lefty, a lefty specialist out of the pen for the Honkers. This is outside. Troutman's pitch. In there for strike 3.
Yeah, let's go. Answer back, Honkers. Come on.
Freezes Cam Vasquez with a fastball right on the outside corner at the bottom of the zone. The Greywolves do score 4 runs in the inning. They have jumped out on top as we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Northwest Honkers with 4, the Gresham Greywolves with 6. Remember, this is a 7-inning ball game, game 2 of the doubleheader. We'll have a new pitcher on the mound. We'll get you all the details when we come back from Fall City in the bottom of the 6th.
How we doing? 6-4. All right. Can I see the third baseman's number? Oh, that's a pitcher, isn't it? Moving from third base to the pitcher's mound for the Greywolves, number 7, Trevor Nannini.
Every day I spend my time
So a new pitcher on for the Greywolves. It's the third baseman, Trevor Nannini.
Now batting the first baseman, number 19, Cameron Padron.
every day I spend my time.
So Trevor Nannini, who started the ball game at third base, has moved to the pitcher's mound. Drew Fitz, the starting pitcher, moves to third as Padron skies one to right field. That's Thomas Martin drifting over to the foul line to make the catch. Padron was swinging at the first pitch. He flies out to right. There's one out in the bottom of the 6th with the Honkers trailing by 2 runs.
Between Joe and Pine. It's a long, strange trip. It's all inside.
Now batting the right fielder, number 32, John Withrich.
Withrich is also swinging first pitch. He pops this one up in the infield. Second baseman Sam Booth camps under it to make the catch. There are two very quick outs as Padron and Withrich both fly out on the first pitch that they see. That'll bring up Josh Schneider.
The designated hitter, number 37, Josh Snyder.
Josh Schneider bats with 2 outs in the 6th. Fastball taken outside for ball 1. Good eye by Snyder. That one's in there for strike 1, a ball and a strike to the Honkers DH. Well, it is 8:09 p.m. and the sun is beginning to go down. Usually it's light until about 9:20 here, but visibility will begin to diminish over the next hour for sure as the sun begins to drift down below the mountains. Snyder swinging to that one and sends it back towards left center field. DQ Dennis Lee making the catch over his shoulder, cruising to the wall in left center. The Honkers go down 1-2-3 in the 6th. They still trail by 2 runs. They will have to hold the Greywolves as we go to the top of the 7th. This is a 7-inning ball game. They'll be looking to hold the Greywolves here in the top of the 7th, and then they will look to score some runs in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher coming on, it's going to be Evan Gillum. We will come back in the top of the 7th. Evan Gillum towing the rubber for the Honkers.
One of our relief pitchers walk-up songs last year. It's awful. I use this song for deadlifts. What is it?
Top 7.
Top 7.
Now on the mound for the Northwest Honkers, number 2, Evan Gillum.
Gets the beat going. Yeah, he was like a big EDM guy, and like,
Yeah.
like this is all like, you know, driving place to place. This is what he listens to, is like this kind of stuff. That's horrible. And I'm like, how do you like? I'm down listening to like this, like, or you know, I'm lifting, working out, or maybe it's like a walk-up song for a picture or something like that. But to just listen, I already did.
Evan Gillum is the new pitcher into the game for the top of the 7th inning. The Honkers will need to hold the Greywolves here. It is currently 6-4. The Honkers trail by 2 runs. They will need to hold the Greywolves at 6 here and then look to tack on at least 2 more in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting for the Greywolves, the third baseman, number 30, Drew Fitz.
So Drew Fitz, who started the game on the mound for the Honkers, will get his first at-bat of the day. Excuse me, Drew Fitz, who started the game on the mound for the Greywolves, will have his first at-bat of the day. And he takes this 1-0 pitch from Gillum into right field. John Withrich comes on, makes the catch. Good quick first out in the top of the 7th for the Honkers.
The second baseman, number 8, Sam Booth.
Sam Booth steps into the right-handed batter's box. Gillum's first pitch is a breaking ball low. A hard-throwing right-hander. Gillum has played all over for this Honkers team. Misses upstairs, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Gillum first started here as an outfielder, and he started to transition to the infield, has been playing a lot of shortstop lately. Also some third base. Jams him in on the hands, a ground ball to the second baseman, Bailey Sarto. Fields it and throws on to first for the out. They look to make Zach Johnson the final out of this 7th inning.
The first baseman, number 18, Zach Johnson.
Gillum kicks into the windup. A first pitch, a ball inside. 1 ball and no strikes to the 9-hitter. I believe Zach Johnson is actually a pitcher, but has been getting some at-bats today. This one a ground ball, a high chopper to the first baseman. No one is covering first. Gillum's there, but not quite in time. Zach Johnson.
Hey, stop cussing. There's a kid right here. You're an umpire. Please don't cuss.
So Evan Gillum looks to retire the leadoff man, Trevor Nannini, the final out of the 7th. This one lined into right field, but foul. 1 no balls and 1 strike to Nannini.
The third baseman, number 7, Trevor Nannini.
Stop talking in his ear.
Hey, let them do their thing.
I'm gonna say something when he's cussing. My kids do.
I know. But they just gotta work it out right now. Upstairs. So the runner on first base is Zach Johnson. So that one skips right on the plate. Good block by Nate Afonso behind the dish, keeping that runner at first. 2 balls, 1 strike. Trying to make Trevor Nannini the final out of this 7th inning. And the Honkers will look to get some runs in the bottom of the 7th. That one misses just up. 3-1. And that's ball 4. That one misses up above the letters. Runners on first and second. Evan Gillum looking for this final out of the top half of the 7th. We'll bring up DQ Dennis Lee.
The center fielder, number 37, DQ Dennis Lee.
Gillum comes set out there on the mound. Just outside. Ball 1. Did not miss off by much, but misses out for ball 1. Ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Johnson is that runner off of second base, and Nannini the runner on first. Just drew the walk. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Gillum's pitch. It's upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. As Gillum grooves a fastball. Right through the zone on 3 balls and 1 strike. That is the count now, 3-1 to DQ Dennis Lee. This is upstairs, that's ball 4. Bases will be loaded now. Bases juiced for the Greywolves. Cam Jensen coming up.
Hey, here we go, Evan. Let's go, Honkers.
The left fielder, number 3, Cam Jensen. Ball misses in the dirt. 1-0. Currently a 6-4 ball game. The Honkers trail by 2 runs. 2 outs in this top half of the 7th. Good block by Nate Afonso, sacrificing the body, wearing that one right off his arm. They'll switch out the baseballs.
Give a call to action.
This one a ground ball down the third base line. Wes Faison fields it, throws on to first in time.
Let's go. Go get it.
That's the 7th inning stretch.
So we go to the top half of the 7th inning. Gillum gets Faison, Gillum gets the batter to ground out to third. Wes Faison scoops it up, throws on to first. Side retired, we go to the top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th. Honkers last chance to get some runs, currently trailing by 2 runs, 6-4. They'll look to tack on at least 2 and keep this ball game going. We'll be back in the bottom of the 7th. Jesus.
Sorry, screwed you up a little bit there. Because it's a 7-inning game, but then just want to see the start. Yeah, this is the last stop, so doesn't matter. I just didn't know if you wanted to say something.
From the depths of the sea, back to the black Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky at the dot. Went solo on that hand, but it's still the same.
Last ups for the Honkers. They look to score at least 2. Trevor Nannini still out there on the mound. The catcher, number 31, Nate Afonso. First pitch swinging.
Let's go,
Nate
Nathaniel.
Afonso waves at a fastball at the letters.
Hey, find a way on base here for us.
Trying to get on any way he can to start the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-1 from Nannini, swinging a miss, strike 2. 2 behind, no balls, 2 strikes. He will look to fight off some pitches till he gets one he can drive. Here is the 0-2. This one in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. It's this one a long way to left field, going back towards the wall, and this one is out of here. Nate Afonso takes out some of that aggression on the baseball, smashes that one over the left field fence for a solo shot. That's some fire in the belly right there. Makes this a 1-run ball game. Nate Afonso's 4th home run in 2 ball games. Brings up Bailey Sarto, the 9-hitter, and the Honkers will look to keep this going. They trail by 1 run, a 5-6 ball game. The second baseman, number 4, Bailey Sarto. 6-5 following the solo shot off the bat of Nate Afonso. Once again, 6-5. The Honkers trailing the Greywolves by 1 run. Misses upstairs. This is low, ball 2 in the dirt. Are we playing charades? 2 balls, no strikes to the 9-hitter Sarto. Paul Bernarski waits on deck representing the top of the order. That one's inside. That's ball 4. Turns out it was 3-0, not 2-0. Regardless, Bailey Sarto working the walk, and that brings up the top of the order in Paul Bernarski.
Now batting the center fielder, number 17, Paul Bernarski.
There's too much confusion. I can't give no relief.
Big spot for Bernarski and the Honkers. Down by 1 run, no. Good eye by Bernarski. I hope he's not seriously thinking about laying one down here. I'd love to see Paul swing the bat. They are down by 1 run. Sure, it'd be nice to get a runner in scoring position, but don't you think there might be other ways to do it rather than giving up a third of your resources? Here in the bottom half of the final inning, it's a ball and a strike. Maybe Bernarski just playing with the pitcher, not actually thinking about laying one down. We will see. We will see. Runner on first base, nobody out. Bernarski lays one down right in front of the catcher. The throw on to first base is in time to get Bernarski. The Honkers go with the sac bunt. 1 away, but a man is now in scoring position for Jesse Bechtold.
The shortstop, number 1, Jesse Bechtold.
A big at-bat for Jesse Bechtold now with a runner on second base. 1 man in scoring position as the Greywolves are on top 6-5. The Honkers trail by 1 run. They need to bring that run across the plate. First pitch to Bechtold. He's swinging first pitch, grounds this one to the third baseman. The throw on to first will be in time. There are 2 outs for Casey Bailey with a man on second base.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12, Casey Bailey.
Trevor Nannini looking for his final out of the ball game. Looks like they're going to put on Casey Bailey. Yes, they are. They're going to walk Casey Bailey, and it will be Wesley Faison to bat.
Stepping up to the plate for the Honkers, the third baseman, number 34, Wesley Faison.
So in what could be his final Honkers at bat, Wesley Faison steps up to the plate. They have walked Casey Bailey intentionally. Here's the runner on first. Faison grounds this one to the shortstop. They flip to second, and that is the ball game. The final score in Game 2 of the doubleheader. The Gresham Greywolves 6, the Northwest Honkers with 5. An anticlimactic ending. The final score 6-5. Well, a very strange Game 2 of this doubleheader. Some strange things going on throughout the game. Not a traditional ball game, but once again, the final score 6-5. If you were with us throughout the entire game, you maybe got the sense that it was a bit of a weird one in Game 2 from Fall City. A lot of baseball on the day. The Northwest Honkers win the first game of today's doubleheader 16-11, and they fall 6-5 to the Gresham Greywolves in Game 2. The Honkers will be back playing here from Fall City on Tuesday. 5:30 will be the start for all our games during the week. So thanks very much for tuning in to this broadcast of Honkers Baseball. Garrett Gagnon on the call. We're going to wrap this one up. We appreciate you tuning in from wherever you were listening to in the country. A final score in Game 2, 6-5. The Honkers fall into the Greywolves. They split on the day. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, folks, and go Honkers.